Hi everyone, Ruth Manzano here with Ruth and Associates, brokered by Five Star Realty. I am here at my open house at 91-593 Fort Weaver Road. We are here from now until 5 p.m. this afternoon. But first and foremost, I'd like to introduce you, Manang Sharon, with Fairways Mortgage.
Hi, Sharon Rossos, your mortgage BFF with Fairway Mortgage. Ruth has some questions for me.
Yes, I like to do some questions with the loan officers that sits with me so that way it can give you insight. And then if you have any question, please feel free to DM me so I can ask them. Okay, so what type of loan program can anyone use to buy this property?
Well, I think as listed, I think we can do your regular financing, your conforming loan. You can go as low as 3% down if you have at least one of the buyers as first-time home buyer. You can also do USDA because all of Eva Beach is qualified for USDA, which allows for 0% financing. You can also do VA. This property is qualified for VA financing and as many of you know, VA, if you're qualified for VA, you can do 0% financing as well. Or you can do FHA, but FHA would just require a little bit more down payment.
Okay, can you talk about more of benefits of first-time home buyer since you mentioned first-time home buyer?
So what I've been noticing is if you qualify as a first-time home buyer and you are in that income bracket, you might be able to qualify for a little bit lesser interest rate or price on your interest rate. You might be able to get some benefits as well as a first-time home buyer. So the key is the first benefit is being able to do a lower down payment at 3% and slightly better interest rate and even probably your mortgage insurance rate. Since your down payment is less than 20%, you might be able to get a lower mortgage insurance rate.
What is the requirement for a first-time home buyer?
Okay, a first-time home buyer is someone who has not owned a home that they're living in the last 3 years. So if you owned a home where you're living in 3 years before that, say 4 years ago, but you sold it and you have been renting or living with family, or even if you have a property that you are renting out, as long as you are not living in the home for the last 3 years, you can be considered as a first-time home buyer. So first-time home buyer, not owned property in the past. We just have to look back at the last 3 years that you were not untitled in the homes that you have been living in.
Okay, so I have my last question, but if you guys do have questions, please feel free to send us a text message or DM us here or put your questions on the comments. My last question is, why would anyone buy a home now, being that the interest rates is high as well as home prices are also high? Why would they buy now?
So we got used to the low interest rate 2-3 years ago when the market when during COVID and the 3%, even 2.5%, 2% rate. We were used to that, but the economy was made in such a way to stimulate the economy, so the rates were lowered for our benefit. But now that the interest rates, and if you remember during the low interest rate, people were clamoring to purchase and there were a lot of offers. They were asking for large down payment. You're competing with many homeowners, even to the point where people were offering so much more above asking. Even I've seen over 100,000 on some listing.
That's true.
So there were a lot of buyers at that time because of the low interest rate. And I know a lot of people are waiting for the interest rate to come down to buy again. And that's good if that is your plan and it makes sense for you. But here's what could possibly happen when the interest rates come down. When the interest rates come down, then the people who have been waiting to buy, they will also come out and start buying. So you will have a lot more people wanting to buy when the interest rates come down. And so be prepared if that is your plan. Be prepared for higher priced homes, higher down payment, because a lot of sellers will want to see that you have more money if you have a lot more buyers that are competing. possibly offering higher than what is listed. So the possibility is the prices will go up. And yes, you might have a lower interest rate, but you most likely will be buying the home for a higher rate and a higher price. If you can afford, or if it makes sense to buy now, even if the rates are higher, um, it's easier to compete right now because a lot of home buyers are kind of waiting. The good thing about buying now with a higher interest rate is that there are less people to compete with. Sellers are more willing to negotiate on their price, willing to give you closing cost credit, ask about buy down, permanent buy down or temporary buy down to lower your mortgage payment. And you can always refinance. You buy it at a lower price right now, and when the rates come down, you can always refinance. And at that point, hopefully the prices of homes most likely are going to be higher, and you can always refinance. So you would get it at a lower price, kind of go through the higher interest rate, higher payment, but refinance it for a lower payment, for lower interest rate, and hopefully even remove if you have mortgage insurance at that time. So that's what would make sense. But again, look at your numbers, have a game plan. If you are not ready, if you don't think you're not ready, go talk to a loan officer just like me and a realtor just like Ruth, and we can prepare you for what can happen if you think you're comfortable to buy now or you want to wait until later. We'll work with that, and whatever you're comfortable with, we will help you along the way.
Okay, thank you so much, Manang Sharon, for answering my questions. Again, guys, if you have any questions at all, just message us. We'll be here until 5 p.m. So, like you heard it from her, you know, there's no really right time or wrong time to buy a home. If you can afford it now, buy now. You can always refinance later. Prices of homes in Hawaii will not drop like what everybody is talking about. Market is not gonna crash. We're still here, so you know, keep that in mind. If you can handle the payment now, I suggest you buy now and always refinance when the market goes, when the interest rates goes down. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be here until 5. So come on by and
Come and
check
see
us
us.
out. Just check us out. Okay, aloha.
Bye.
Bye.